Oh, we're live. Didn't see you there. Welcome to another episode of Knuckles Knowledge Podcast. With me always is Big D Darren and our special guest, always a special guest, but vegan Tim Barnett. What's going on, lad? Good. Good. So, Tim, thanks for joining us finally, as you cancelled last week, so I wasn't really happy about that. No, we came down here.
Annoying, sorry, I'm just going to reset.
What?
I think it would look better if you were like more facing the cameras, if you like
tilt the angle.
There we go. I got to start all over again?
Yeah.
I got to read that whole script all over again?
Yeah. About that.
And I nailed it great first time.
You start stuttering now, man.
First time we have to do that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's always been just one clip.
Oh, we're live again now?
We're live.
All right, great. Right, welcome to another episode of Knuckles Knowledge Podcast. With me always is Big D and Tim Barnett. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Back to the whole handshake again because someone got it all wrong over there. So, and leave that in there as well because, you know, we're going live all the time. So Tim, MMA fighter, vegan. That's what I want to talk about.
Was both of those things.
Was
both of those things.
You've gone to the life of meat eater.
I have.
Nice, about time. So I've got your record here. I always start off with people's records.
Okay.
And it was sort of like 7, 5, and 1, but you only went to decision once.
Yeah.
So you're knocking people out. 5 knockouts. So what's your background before you got into MMA?
Just trying to find my place in the world, really. Boxing first to get in shape.
What age was that?
17.
17?
17.
That on like the amateur scene?
Yeah. I had a mate in school who was good at every sport, and I swam a bit younger as a kid, and then basically got a bit chubby for a few school years, so needed something to get me back in shape. And he was the guy with the abs, so I went along with him to the boxing gym. Got done in for ages, kept going back, and then just like had the determination to keep getting better and better, and then it was fighting and yeah, so on and so forth. And then met a JiuJitsu guy who said, "You think this is combat? Come along," twisted me up.
Who said that?
Keith Wabisky.
Was it?
Yeah. So he was my first JiuJitsu coach.
Oh, he's on the Wirral, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, bald head guy.
No, not bald.
Not bald?
You know Keith from here?
Not
Keith, who trains at you?
Yeah.
Purple belt?
Yeah.
He hasn't
Purple
been for a
belt.
while.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That Keith?
That Keith.
I thought he was in Nottingham.
No, I don't know. But he was my first JiuJitsu coach, yeah.
Oh, God. So how did you hook up with like the MMA Academy then?
How did I end up here? So I was working in a bookies at the time. I was in uni doing sports psychology, and this was the local gym, and the times and classes kind of suited me. So I ended up coming in, meeting Peter Yards.
Oh.
He taught me a few techniques, and then I signed up from there. And then
So this was at the old location,
The
was
old
it?
gym.
Next Gym?
yeah, no, it was just there.
Yeah, the
Like
old one.
Costco.
So what year was that?
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah?
Couldn't tell you.
Too many psychedelics since then.
Nah.
So I couldn't tell you what
Maybe.
happened. I couldn't tell you what happened on Saturday night personally,
There
you
you go
know.
then.
So God knows what you can do all those
Too
years
many
ago.
desperados.
Oh, not you as well. There's 2 things that are constant on this show. Me drinking and every person who comes on wanting to beat me up. Luckily, Tim doesn't want to beat me up. Yet. Right. So you hooked up with Peter, Jason, who's the other geezer? Other Peter
Yeah.
as well. So why did you want to go into MMA? What was it about boxing to MMA which lured you into it?
Just the fact that there was other ways for people to be able to dismantle me and control me, and it was like more that I wanted to feel safe enough to defend myself, so I needed to complete holes in my game where I was vulnerable essentially.
So did you just do all no-gi or did you put on the gi? There's always that gi no-gi debate.
I think it was gi at first. I
Yeah.
think you had to do gi, I think, at first. So I wore the pyjamas for a little bit.
What's wrong with that?
I preferred the no-gi stuff. where it
Everyone
wasn't
prefers the
pinned down.
no-gi stud, you know, you just want to slide around, don't you, and have
That's
no
it.
technique to get out of stuff.
Slip and slide.
I get it. I know that. So how long were you training jiu-jitsu for before your first fight? Or did you go amateur or did you do straight pro?
No, an amateur.
Amateur.
Yeah, 7-1 amateur.
Nice.
7 stoppages. And then I lost my last amateur fight.
How many knockouts was that on?
7.
7 all
Oh no,
knockouts?
6 and a submission.
One submission.
I did get a submission. I had a couple in there. I've turned more, like, I've been working more of grappling over the last probably 4 years, though, 5 years. So learning more of the art of grappling now.
Yeah.
And love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Nice.
My whole game initially was to avoid grappling at all costs.
Yes, yeah, because you've got like a very unique like stature because you fought at 55.
Yeah.
And you are 6'2", so you're quite tall. You know, like I'm only like 5'8" and a quarter, and I need that quarter.
Yeah.
You know, even like on my profile, it's like 5'8" and a quarter, and Dam's all of 5'6".
Yeah.
And all that. So you're very tall for the weight class. And with a boxing background, you know, keeping over with your jab and stuff like that as well, but with power in your hands, because obviously your record clearly shows that. So, did you have like more of a Chuck Liddell style where it was like, I'm going to use my hands and use, not like anti-jiu-jitsu, but wrestling in reverse, jiu-jitsu in reverse?
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who did you mold your game on then?
I don't know, it kind of just evolved naturally, and I think Jason saw where I was good, and I like kind of naturally avoided the jiu-jitsu, maybe because my ego didn't want to lose as much as you need to lose in order to get good at jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean? So yeah, I didn't do as many pure jiu-jitsu classes as I should have done while I was competing. I just trained more solely MMA.
Who were the guys you were training with? Who was your team back then?
Loz, Kinney, Sedo, loads, McGann, Graham Mealand was in then, Gorrell was always on the mat.
Yeah.
Curtis was there as a young kid.
Curtis Campbell's big kid now, isn't he?
Yeah, not so much a kid anymore. Loads, Mike Wotton, Menga, like, it was a full squad, and what was good about the squad we had was that everybody was in every day and really pushing each other and getting better, and it was brutal.
Not a bad group of lads to have.
No, it was a good group of lads, yeah. We killed each other, but we got close and we got better. Obviously Connor as well. Connor came a little bit later, but...
Was he still a young kid back then?
He was younger, yeah.
Yeah,
he was a lot younger.
Nice. So coming out of the academy, like I said, I wasn't even in the country when you first started off, so I was watching it overseas.
Okay.
And I remember like, I was like, you coming out, because I knew Jason from back in the day and stuff like that as well, but you were one of the first to really, after Roots coming out, the next one in that next wave coming out, and all that. So what was it like sort of coming out after Mike? Because Mike had a lot of hype behind him, you know, he was on the show, you know, Dana White even tasked him as being like the next big thing. So you was like the next one off the conveyor belt. Did you feel any pressure to that?
Nah, I wasn't comparing myself, but he was able to help me with his wisdom to, you know, progress in my career. He was definitely part of the coaching staff that helped me evolve. I think it was like Menga, and then it was Mike, and then Loz, and then I came after that, really.
Yeah.
Me and Kinney were kind of coming through together.
Don't say that. Kinney's still coming through at the moment. With a wide berth.
Yeah. What was it, saying you fought at 155? Obviously you're tall. What was it like getting down to 155? Was it a struggle or?
It was a struggle.
Yeah.
I think the more muscle mass you hold, obviously the easier it is to lose weight, but...
No, that's not true, because I'm like shredded and I'm still fat.
There's a funny story of me asking Jason in the bathroom the first time I cut weight, is this safe here? I've got kids. And they always used to laugh at me for it, like, but it was new. Obviously I'd just boxed weighed in on the day, and then next minute I'm cutting weight. Between 4.5, 5.5 kilo.
That's not too bad.
In water. No, it wasn't too bad.
That's not too bad. Yeah. So let's get on to the main question. You had a vegan diet fighting MMA. How do you get everything you need and nutrients in a vegan diet doing that?
Well, you just eat a hell of a lot more. You have to eat a lot of like seeds, nuts, all that kind of stuff. I tried it. 7 years I tried it for.
You don't think it took away from you a little bit?
Yeah, I do. Looking back, I think that maybe if I would have ate more surplus to requirements instead of like thinking that I needed to be this identity or that identity, then it would have served me a lot more. But I don't know, I suppose what I was always looking for was to belong to something that I was trying to find myself throughout all of it. So I'd find this group or that group, and I'd go and, oh yeah, they've got some of my morals and they've got some of the things I believe in, and then I'd go there, and then I'd eventually be like, oh nah, that's not who I am either. And I just kept searching and seeking and looking outside of the self, basically. And then over the last few years, I've switched that to going in.
Yeah.
And like discovering at least more of who I am by removing what I'm not.
Did you have people in your ear back in those days?
Yeah, I had advice off a few people around me who were trusted, and I went with it. No regrets. I learned lots. It definitely helped me understand health a lot more and taking health seriously. But I do think that if I would have been more balanced with my diet, I would have had more energy and a bit more oomph.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is that how you feel now?
I feel better, yeah.
Better.
I'm walking around now at about 84.
Like me.
Healthy though. Like
What?
Is it not 84?
84 healthy, still
Yeah.
eat well, but just surplus to requirements. I don't bash like anything in.
Yeah.
But obviously if I've trained hard and broken down tissue,
Yeah.
then I eat a bit of tissue.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. So nowadays, even at the amateur level, there's a big push on like nutrition, strength and conditioning with BS coaching and stuff like that. What was it like back then? Because it's really taken like a left turn recently.
Yeah.
Well, I say recently, I say the last 4 years and stuff like that. So back
We-
when you were going
well,
with all the boys,
yeah.
did you still have that like systematic way of training?
S&C back then was like something we did ourselves outside of what we were doing in here. So I was just taking myself to my limits and just trying to go beyond that.
Did you have a coach?
I didn't have it. I didn't until my pro career when I started working with Aaron Aby's dad. And then I started working with him after me like third pro fight, I think. I was working with him for the first Reece McKee fight.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that was the first type
And
of, that was the first strength and conditioning I had outside of doing things myself, and just I was trying a bit of CrossFit, I was trying a bit of this, that and the other, and just winging it.
How did you think you felt from like none to strength and conditioning? Do you think it made a difference to your performance?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Anyone who says it doesn't, like, silly, it does.
Yeah.
But it has to be
Darren.
balanced.
It does.
Darren.
It does.
God.
Yeah.
Of course you need to lift weights to be good. You know, jeez. He's got this thing like he's saying like, no, you don't need to lift any weights and stuff like that. And that's him.
I don't say that.
I don't necessarily think there's like, you know, we've got a guy in our place now, Matt McCauley. He's really good. He comes from the Athlete Factory in Chester, so he has worked with a lot of the next gen guys as well.
Yeah.
And he's been working with our guys, and they've made big jumps in the game since working with them as an S&C
Is
coach.
Paddy
Like,
saying that he's working with Paddy as well? Because
he worked for Paul Reed, but I don't
Yeah.
know if he specifically worked with Paddy, but he has worked with a few of the guys there.
Cause I've noticed with a lot of the next gen guys, they've looked really good, like conditioning wise. Like Paddy in
Yeah.
his last fight, we all said it in against Chandler.
Yeah.
He looked big.
Yeah, big.
He looked big. Like he looked
Big.
like a welterweight.
He did.
In that fight, and
He did.
you know, and he had the conditioning to go all the way. Like you didn't expect Paddy to out wrestle a wrestler,
No.
a D1 wrestler. That was impressive and
It
stuff
was.
like that. So, you know, it's down to something,
Yeah.
which was really impressive on that as well. So obviously, fast forwarding now, you had a comeback fight back in 2021, 2022.
20, no, it was a bit later than that, I think. It was
23.
maybe 23.
Yeah, because you just obviously come off like good win off Ventry, then went on a bit of a downward spiral,
Yeah.
left it. Why did you want to come back?
Being completely honest, I was in the midst of a breakup. And just wanted to know that I still could, you know, get down to the weight, put a fight camp in and go and test myself. He was the number 2 or 3 guy in France, so training in AKA with Khabib and all them lot. So it was a good fight to come back to, and could have gone either way, but I felt like in that fight I lacked the same venom that I used to have. I wasn't carrying as much hurt inside me, so it was harder to try and put that on someone else.
Who did you camp with for that one?
Trident and Aspire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that go compared to what you've done before? Because like nowadays, you know, and I mean this is the utmost respect because people have often beaten me up, but like we're getting older.
Yeah.
You know, I'm old, he's old. You know, all the guys you train with are older guys now, and it's very much a young man's sport.
It is.
So, you know, going back in there with like the kids, so to speak, who all they do is train. How did you keep up with that sort of thing?
I just listened to my body. I tried not to like go way beyond my limits. I was still working as the MMA coach in Trident. I was still taking private, so it takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd just come out of that relationship, so I was kind of sustaining myself on my own with 2 kids. So I did what I could, and I asked not more of myself. Back in the day, I used to have like a perfectionism mindset, where every little detail had to be meticulous and right. And
where does that come from, though? That back in the day, because
probably
obviously there's a big shift from back then to now. Where did that?
Probably from like having high expectations of me as a kid. You know, you're gonna go on and be a doctor, a dentist, a lawyer, that kind of stuff. Like getting told that I'm gonna be a high achiever, having that expected of me. So it's just like instilled and programmed into us, isn't it, to behave in that way. So, and it helped. Like my mum was disciplined as a woman. It was good. And then that's what enabled me to live a disciplined life with the fighting. But I kind of like to live free-flowing, a bit less structured. But for this game, you know, you do need that.
When did it change? When did that realization change from not being so meticulously and just sort of letting life happen?
I think I was like always healing along the way. Like each time you get in the cage and you're fighting and you're hurting someone, like you're expressing something that's going on inside yourself. And then over the years, as I've done more like introspective work, as I've coached other guys, young men who, you know, end up in this arena, like it's taught me a lot more about why I was in it, like what was I really seeking from this, like and the world programs us, doesn't it, to be this is an example of an ultimate machismo, and so you move towards that, attempting to show the world how fucking capable and masculine you are. But I think over the years I've just softened a lot, like learned to be vulnerable and lead with that, and to be kinder to myself. Yeah,
that's nice. That's good. You know, I think we all get to that point. Some get there later than others.
Yeah.
But it's nice. It's what's it called? Philosophical. You know, not syphilis.
Philosophical.
There you go, philosophical. I was almost there. You know.
You know
what she said.
You're saying then your last fight.
Yeah.
At the end of it, you felt like you didn't have that to hurt somebody. Did that make you realise this would be my last fight, then, not to go into another one? Cause
I was happy just getting in and out safe.
Yeah.
I was happy that I wobbled him in the first round, but like the old Tim then would have been diving on him like a dog on a bone. There was one point where like the emotion came back up when I was on top of him and he was grabbing me gloves, and I was like, cheat. And then I just felt that little venom come back, but only for 2 or 3 shots. But I was more just, I was in flow state. I was exploring martial arts. I was throwing him at the right time. As your game evolves, it becomes less about like this conquer and domination and more about expression.
See what you can do.
Yeah, so I used to be the masculine energy, which is just like fucking take, and now I've learned the balance of both energies within the martial arts.
Yeah. So
sometimes you've got to yield.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So looking back now, which was your favourite fight you had?
My favourite fight was the first Reece McKee fight, obviously.
I knew it was.
Yeah, come on.
I knew it was. But he's doing really well now, Reece McKee. It's aged well.
Yeah.
It's aged really well.
Obviously, the Saeed finish was probably the most brutal finish, but the McKee fight was like a week and a half's notice. It was enemy territory. It was seeing Jason's reaction. it was nice.
See, with Jason, like, he's like the most Zane guy on there. Like, Jason's like, yeah. But But when he's doing the cornering, he really gets into it, doesn't he? He really does get into it.
He puts his heart and soul into his lads. He
Yeah.
really does.
Yeah.
Like, so to give something back was nice.
Yeah, he's got that about him, to be fair, because again, people don't really understand with Jason that he's gone through so many cycles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's always like, you want him to have that big break at some point, don't you?
Yeah,
Is that,
that's like big part. Like the dream back in the day was to change people's lives around me.
Yeah.
But I wasn't doing it for myself
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
So there was that to it. You want to be the hero, don't you?
Yeah, of course. Everyone wants to be the hero of their own story.
That's it.
Dan was that today when he was on top of me. He was like, yes, I've got him.
Finally passed the guard. It took about 2-3 minutes, but I finally passed it.
Oh, I was tired. He just put those like big arms on my legs, and I was like, oh God, here we go. Big D's putting it on me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It never used to be fun to me. It used to be serious
Yeah.
all the time, and like every loss was I'd go home and beat myself up, and
Yeah.
I just express myself now. I have fun.
That's good.
That's what it's about.
So now, because again, we've spoken to other MMA fighters on the podcast, and one thing I always say to them is that, what's next? I've had people that have just started, people that are in the middle, people that are in the end. So you're coaching, you're at
Yeah.
Trident now, right? Trident MMA on the Wirral, Bromber. Go and check it out. Excellent gym. Head coach is Harry McKnight.
Yes.
I've been messaging him to get him on the podcast. You don't out with that?
He's full of wisdom.
Yeah.
Lived a good life.
Yeah.
Built
Excellent jiu-jitsu guy.
Amazing. At MMA as well. Just
Yeah.
like a brilliant martial
Brilliant
artist.
mind.
Yeah.
And that gym is thriving right now. It's massive and stuff like that. Best one on the Wirral by far. So if you're on the Wirral, you can do it MMA, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, Trident MMA.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've got to promote it. Yeah. So what made you sort of go to Trident and hook up with Harry?
So
and
COVID was 2020, wasn't it? And the gyms were shutting.
Yeah.
Like, I still couldn't sit still with myself, so I needed somewhere to train. I ended up in Aspire for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We were having like little private MMA sessions.
Yeah.
Police were knocking on the shutters, and we
Yeah.
were all training behind closed
and we
doors.
know why the police were there, don't we, Paddy?
He went there.
Yeah.
I did go there because that's what happened.
And then Harry gave me a shout and said, come down and train. I went down there and he showed me the levels, and I was like, wow, shit, okay. And then we got chatting, kind of back in the day. Us two were the guys fighting on the Wirral. He was Next Gen, I was MMA Academy. We even thought like we were eyeing each other up, thinking we might end up fighting one day. We never did. We'd kind of like cheer each other on.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, he just said, do you want to come in and help teach the MMA? And I thought, you know what, I'm not fighting anymore. I need a wage. I like Harry a lot. And yeah, I went for it. And we just started in a little room upstairs, and now it's like a massive facility.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
It's
we've
a
got a
really
good-
good facility.
yeah.
Like, you all there, you, Harry,
Nathan.
you've done an amazing job. Like, it's a gym that's just grown
Yeah.
and just like a plant. It's blossomed.
Yeah.
And again, with you, their matey, I know you put your boys down there, but you've got a very nice young team there that you're
Yeah,
building
yeah.
up. So talk to me about that. What's that like?
Brilliant.
Being on the other side of the cage,
Brilliant.
so to speak.
Then obviously you get the reflections that you didn't have when you were in the position of fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking like, oh, why isn't he doing this? And then you step into the role of the coach and you realise like how like challenging it actually is to continue to just be of service and give of yourself. Obviously you learn a lot more about martial arts because you have to teach it, so you have to know it well enough. Mixing with good energies, but like actually caring about people.
Yes.
Like actually wanting to see people do well, not to build a brand or anything, like none of that. Just actually caring about the people who are in front of me enough to, give them what's going to keep them safe.
So how often do you teach there? Is it a full-time job for you now?
Yeah. I love it.
So do you teach like the foundation or the pro team? How's it structured?
Both really. So I teach the beginners course, I teach amateur guys, I teach professional guys. So yeah, I'm kind of doing loads of it really. Me and Harry are responsible for teaching the MMA, And then there's all the jiu-jitsu coaches, wrestling coaches and things like that they work with as well, strength and conditioning coaches. And now Nathan Dunn's come on as like the nutritionist for the guys.
You've got a nutritionist down there?
Yeah.
We should have a nutritionist in here.
So we're trying to better. We keep trying to, every time we sit down, we have a meeting, we talk about how we can improve, what we can build on. And we've got a great team of guys, good attitudes, humble. We keep them grounded, which I think is the most important thing. Teach them the right morals. Try and, fill the gaps where I felt like what was missing that I needed.
What was that?
Maybe just a bit more like emotional coaching, speaking about life and diving into the depths a little bit more, vulnerability, because it was very machismo back in the day. You couldn't be soft, you had to be fucking tough and you had to survive, you know what I mean? Yeah. We were fighting each other and people were getting knocked out and noses were getting broken and I did my fair share of that myself, but it was survival. So we all learned to survive really well, which made us great fighters. But like now we bring the balance of the dance a little bit more, the touch, the soft play, slow movement patterns, in order for the guys to like really develop understanding. You've got to be able to do something really slow. So an expression for me, like almost like a little bit like a dance teacher. I make sure that the guys are expressing themselves. A lot of men are shut down, like they'll do the martial arts, but it's still like allowing that like vigor and flow and aliveness to come out, and making it's space holding essentially. Yeah, holding a safe enough space and a safe enough room where people can be themselves to their full capacity. That's how I try and coach.
No, that's good.
Do you have many lads coming through, like who you're looking at? Thinking?
Yeah, loads. Billy Adams, Jack McLeod, Jerry Kirk.
How old are these guys?
Jamil, he's come from Afghanistan, one of our guys. Like an unbelievable story of how he made it here. Yeah. He's doing big things in the featherweight division.
Are they young guys?
Young guys, like early 20s.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, so they've got a lot of time. I didn't start MMA till 23.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah, some of these are like brown, purple belts at like 22, 23. So just a different level.
So
they're already performing at my level now, like at that age. So
it's a bigger audience now, isn't it?
Yeah, and like obviously each time, like when they become coaches, the generation after them should be even better than they are, because they've got more wisdom to pass on, Yeah. And that's how it should be.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. So how would you compare this generation of fighters coming through to your generation when you were coming through?
Our generation still had like, you could be a striker, like, or you could be a wrestler or a jiu-jitsu guy. Like these guys have got everything. They're well-rounded. There isn't gaps within the game. Like they're pulling off technical stuff like octopus guard and MMA. They know all the leg stuff already. Like there's just not that. There's not that much missing. The wise, the young, like they've got access to like all the stuff on social media, YouTube. That wasn't really a thing back then. No,
absolutely not.
No, so
it used to be more of a taboo on YouTube. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Don't go and watch YouTube videos because it's not real. It's not going to work.
Yeah. Whereas it's like it's a double-edged sword as well, because obviously you don't want them too absorbed by those things, but at the same time, like, use your resources.
Yeah. It's interesting because the game has evolved so quickly. Yeah. Like, I remember we were talking about like my first fight I ever watched was like T. Ortiz, Ken Shamrock. Yeah. That was like UFC 43. I don't know what we're up to now. And I was like, wow, this is amazing, no one can beat a wrestler. And the game's gone from like wrestler to striker to jiu-jitsu guy to, the Dagestan wrestling now. And that's sort of like earing out into something else now and stuff like that. So in a short period of time, the game's evolving. Where do you see it going? Because everyone's going to be able to wrestle. Everyone's going to be a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Everyone's going to be a leg locker. Everyone's going to be a gi guy. Everyone's going to be a Muay Thai guy. How do you separate?
I think it becomes down to styles sometimes, and like Max Holloway said, there's like certain things that you can't see. It's like the heart, the mind, the willingness to go to crazy land sometimes, the bringing that aspect of yourself out. So teaching the lads about that as well, like embodying, you know, the psychopath at times. If someone comes to your house with a knife, then you've got to get a bigger knife in order to kill them. And it's the same sometimes in the fight. You start taking a few smacks and you're wilting, then that guy's going to grow big dick energy and start to, you know, reign the psychology over you. There's those elements to the game too. So sometimes my teaching's movement patterns, sometimes my teaching's concepts, sometimes my teaching is psychology and, you know, how to dominate and beat people in the mind and things like that. So trying to fill all the gaps, trying to do a good job.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the gym's going, and you've had some like big fighters come down. I think I see Michael Johnson down there at one point and stuff like that. So how are you attracting these guys to come to your gym? What's the appeal?
Doing things well, first and foremost. Like Harry and the JiuJitsu guys, and they're super passionate about it. They live it, like they breathe it, they research it, they watch it, they're obsessed.
Oh yeah.
But it's a space of love. It's not just like all the head coaches, and I've got to mention Steve as well, Steve Charmley, the other owner of the gym.
Yeah.
Just got his black belt recently.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Well done, Steve, on your black belts.
Yeah,
did you have an Ironman?
No.
Unlucky Steve on your black belts, you know, you didn't go for it, didn't you?
But there's a lot of other good people in there too, like who make up the gym. So it's a really good energy. There's not a lot of ego because it comes from the top down. That if the head coaches can sit there and be vulnerable, then everybody's willing to do that. So people open up that little bit more, share more of their hearts. Like everyone's so helpful and, you know, willing to bring everybody on.
Yeah.
Whether that could just be a member who's just willing to just constantly offer advice. Like here, good energy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Real good energy.
Well, like I said, you've come in today and nothing's really changed in this gym, you know what I mean? Everyone's still the same, one's all like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Because when I said like, oh, who's next on the podcast? I was like, got Tim Barnett. He goes, Timbo's coming in.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone's like, oh, it'd be a good talk. He wouldn't he? Great talk anyway.
JP,
So,
when I mentioned it to JP today, he was like, oh, he's the one who got me introduced to coming here. Tim.
Yeah.
Brought him in. That's how JP said he got started coming in with you.
Yeah.
So he was made up when I said you were coming in.
Yeah. And I think it's that good energy, as you always talk about, that
is.
really, really good energy. It's about that. So again, you've got like links here, you've got links with Trident, and you've got links with Aspire.
Yeah.
And I think, how do these gyms all work for what you're doing at the moment? Because obviously with a young team, everyone's got their own fight teams there as well. Obviously, I'm going to mention MMA Academy in Formby as well with Mike. You've got links to that. So do you get around to these gyms at all to cross train?
Yeah, we haven't done for the last few months just because like the lads have come out of fight camps and vice versa here. But we had like a collaboration going on with the MMA Academy team, which worked really well. Jack and Connor and Billy and all them had some beautiful rounds. I need to burp.
Just burp, let it out, let it out.
So, and Leighton as well, and Jamil and all them guys, and it gelled really well. And sometimes I'd coach, Jason would coach, Harry would coach, and we'd all feed off each other. And it's something we're going to probably get going again soon. We've got a nice little WhatsApp group in there. So,
oh, these WhatsApp groups.
I know.
Are you part of these WhatsApp groups?
Too many, like.
I'm not part of these WhatsApp
too many.
groups. They always leave me out. You know, I've got a good little kids team. I've got a good little kids team. You know,
You have got a good kids team.
Yeah, my kids are at the IMAFs at the moment. You know, I was like, don't come back. You ain't got a gold medal.
Is that your passion?
Well,
working with the youth.
I like how you phrase that, because it could have been phrased a lot differently, like that your passion, you know, the kids and all that. Yeah, I'm just like a big kid myself.
Yeah.
Sometimes they catch me in like good moods, sometimes they catch me in a bad mood, but they know, they're like, oh, Key's in a bad mood today. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in a bad mood. What's happened? Don't worry about it. So I'm in a good mood, where I just like take the piss out of them.
I've always found kids easier because it's just real and raw and they don't hide behind masks or agendas, you know what I mean?
The kids are the easiest part. Some of the parents are the harder part. And
Truth.
it is true, because like I think Jason calls me the parent liaison.
Okay, yeah.
And all that, because you know some parents are proper sound. Don't get me wrong. They sit back, you go and do what you're doing. But I've had parents like, right, I want him to learn X, Y, and Z, and I've had to turn around to said parent and gone, why don't you teach your kid X, Y, and Z? What do you need me for? You know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't take direction that way.
Yeah.
You know, like he needs to learn or she needs to learn this first before she can go on to this.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And again, you know, you being a coach yourself, you've been a fighter yourself. I guess you get that autonomy to put your philosophies forward, and it's kind of like, well, this is what I do. If you don't like it, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to be there.
Yeah.
And all that. But again, that's from my point of view. But again, I guess
I always had like a people pleaser, so in me, so like a harsh critic that enabled me to get good at fighting, because it would always point out the flaws all the time. It was never like, I never gave myself one of them.
No?
Nah.
Why?
Never. It was never enough.
But
Never,
what? Why?
Even
Why?
this, it was what's next.
Seriously?
Yeah, never. One thing I always tell my guys is like enjoy your victories. You know what I
think
mean?
you have to be like that, because if you listen to Roy Keane when he talks in football, he won the league at Man United, or he won Player of the Season. Or
Yeah. I remember that year.
That's gone now.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to
And it has.
concentrate on the next thing.
Like something I tell the guys is, you know better for winning and you know worse for losing. And
Yeah,
it's
but
true.
you got to enjoy the moment though.
You've got to enjoy the
because
moment.
that's what life is.
Soaking
Life's
in.
about moments.
It is, exactly.
And
I didn't do enough of that.
yeah.
That's probably one thing I regret a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't give myself like enough chance to soak in the glory, but I'm not a glory guy.
No?
Nah, like I'm humble.
Yeah.
What did you want to accomplish though? with
I
MMA?
wanted to fight in the UFC.
Yeah.
That was the goal all along, and I got every other glove other than that glove.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't eat away at me, because it is what it is. But
What was the feeder promotion back then? Because at the moment, you got like
think it was-
FCC and you got Cage
well, there was
Warriors.
BAMMA, that was a feeder promotion, and there was Bellator as well, and there was Cage Warriors. Not Bellator, sorry. Bellator was more of a rival, but there was BAMMA and Cage Warriors. I'd say that were the two feeders. Now you've got a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So was it a case of fighting on? Because I know you fought on both and stuff like that. So was there like a contract saying like, I've got a 3-4 fight deal, and then if UFC come calling, that's like null and void? How did it work?
I don't know. I don't think there was then. No, I did go over to Vegas and do the Ultimate Fighter trials, didn't I? But I was still contracted to BAMMA, and I kind of sneaked over and didn't tell them that I was going. So that didn't happen for me, which would have been nice. And it was even more ironic because I was supposed to fight Richie Smullen and defend my belt against him in Dublin.
I remember that on the show actually.
He pulled out on the Wednesday.
Yeah, he got on the show, didn't
And
he?
we were fighting on the Saturday, and then I ended up seeing him in Vegas trying out for the Ultimate Fighter. He'd pulled out with a broken rib, but he basically just come up to me and said, "Sorry, I want to change my family's life, so I've come over here," and it's fair enough, you know what I mean? And it was like kind of divine intervention, because I was super ill and I was never going to pull out the fight, so like life saved me from myself there a little bit. It was too tough for my own good.
Oh,
As
we
fighters
all know
are.
that. We all know that. So what was that like, going over to Vegas,
was
being a
fun.
Brit? What did you actually do in the trials back then? Because I heard of
so-
rumours, but what did you actually do?
You have to roll for like 60 seconds, which is just like the most intense rolls that you've ever seen. Like people are clashing heads, and so you just get matched with like
Is it
another
just you
random
two on the
guy.
mat, or was there loads
You
of people?
two on the mat, everyone standing round the board of directors, like watching the roll take place. So you can imagine how intense they are. Then you got to hit pads, and then you got to go for like an interview process. Then
Do you get your own pad man to hold pads for you?
it's another contestant. So I was there with Ross Houston. Remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the guy.
So if I was on this show and I'm like, right, this guy's good, I'd just do like a really shit pad job.
Exactly. Yeah. So like that, all that's going on as well. People are playing the game.
Like,
It's mad.
oh, sorry mate.
But they say to you beforehand, we've kind of got an idea of who we want anyway. So don't take too much from the pads or the grapple. As long as you can grapple and you can strike.
What can you get from a 60-second grapple?
Well, exactly.
Is it 60 seconds hitting the pads as well, or is it
Nah, it's a bit longer.
Well, what is the person who's holding the pads? Are they calling the shots up like?
Yeah,
And the
it's a bit
combos
mad.
and then you've got
Yeah,
to-
it's a bit mad. You'd
1,
think they'd
2,
have-
right kick.
Yeah, literally like that. So that I found out I didn't get on. That was day 2, I think, in Vegas, or day 3. Then I had like another 4 or 5 days there. Sponsor took me out,
Okay.
and he had his girlfriend had an uncle out there, so just ended up having a fun time and going to a few dispensaries and enjoying myself.
What was that like then? As we're on the subject.
I ended up throwing a major whitey over there, to be honest. I bought this weed called Bruce Banner. Yeah, and just had a bit of a meltdown.
Nice.
But it was fun.
They
Good
always say
memories.
with Vegas is that it's a few days. You do 1 or 2 days and that's it. You get out. If you do like a week,
No.
Yeah. No, it was nice. I'm big into my health, so we were eating in Whole Foods and buying all the organic stuff, going to win and indulging in the finer things in life.
ooh, is that
Feeling
the
like the
other
man.
That's it.
Did you go to some of the gyms over there? Because they had
Nah.
Cobra Kai over there, which was actually a gym,
Yeah.
and they had Syndicate.
I didn't go to any.
You didn't go to any
Nah,
gyms.
no.
Why?
I was waiting. I'm not waiting.
I don't know, like towards the end of the career, I was
Couture's over there as
having
well.
that like battle within myself. It's like, do I really want to do this anymore? I've got 2 kids, like I've got no money. I was on a bit of a losing streak. My motivation was gone. We were struggling. Things at home were difficult, so I kind of made the decision like, okay, I'm gonna have to change here and, you know, be a provider and step up. I wasn't selfish enough.
No.
I wish I was sometimes. But
How did that conversation go with your coaches? Like when you said like,
I started
I'm
to
done.
speak to Mike about it first, because he was kind of like, for me, he was the most approachable to show a bit of vulnerability to. And he just said like he'd been through the same kind of process towards the end of his career, and it's all good, and if you don't want to, then nothing changes. We're all still here, we all still support you. You know, you can still be part of the gym. And then that was like the green light then to be true to myself a little bit.
So who was the first person you told when you was like, I'm done?
I took a fight on a week's notice against a guy on Bellator, like who I definitely should have had a full training camp for. My motivation wasn't there for the fight. I was just taking a payday for Christmas for my kids.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting smacked in the fight. Like, my adrenaline, it didn't kick in. I think I was burned out. It was under-eating, overtraining, stress. But you just keep pushing, don't you?
Yeah,
That's what you do as a man. And as I'm literally going towards the floor, getting dropped, I'm having a conversation in the cage in my head, like, wow, do I really want to do this anymore? Like, literally, it was mad. It was like slow motion. And then after the fight, I said to Jason, I think I'm done here, mate. And went to my mum and dad's, and then straight away they were like, what are you going to do next? Go and be a fireman? I was like, fucking hell, Mum, I've just had my head bashed in here. Just give us a few days here. But it became such a big part of my identity.
Yeah.
Like, the fighter was who I was, not something I was doing. Then it's like a death, innit? It's like a death crumbling all that. So I had to go through that process, and that's when I went and had a few goes of the psychedelics.
I want to get on this one.
To aid that process.
I want to get on to that one. That's what. So go on then. So yeah, retire.
Was that, sorry, before we move on, was it hard to retire?
Yeah.
Did it kill you?
Yeah, but my soul was telling me it was time.
Yeah.
Like, and it's all linked. Like, I'm a very deep guy.
Yeah,
like,
I can tell.
Yeah, very deep person.
Well,
very
I know.
very
I know.
introspective. Like, fascinated by consciousness, by the human condition, by the stories of the prophets of the past who've spoken of the human condition. And that's where my work's moving to. Although I am a martial arts coach, like, I'm moving more towards like helping people through trauma, pain, understanding themselves. So this is the next transition for me, is moving into that field. And obviously all the stuff that's come before that has been a part of learning to get towards this place. I'm not a violent man by nature. I can cause harm, but I don't want to cause harm. I don't enjoy causing harm. It's you know, it was more for approval, validation, to feel worthy enough in the world. Even when I knock someone out and everyone's like, fucking hell, that is right. I was sitting there thinking, fucking hell, this guy's got to go home to his kids here. I didn't feel great to me as a person. I'm sensitive.
Man, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's good.
And that's what I'm getting back to. I'm a gentle man. I'm strong enough to be gentle now, which I never was in the first place. I spoke how the crowd spoke. I fit in with the other guys, said what I thought needed to be said, spoke the lingo that other people spoke, was interested in the same subjects that the other people were interested in, even if it wasn't really who I was. And then when more of myself would start to come through and the judgment came, I'd be scared and shut myself down. But I'm unapologetically who I am now, and I like me. So I don't need the world's approval to be who I am, you know what I mean?
I like you as well.
Thank you. I like you too.
Yeah, cool guy.
But tell me about psychedelics. So you retire.
I retire and I'm
Go on.
lost and I'm in pain and I'm thinking, who the fuck am I? Like, what's going on? What am I going to do? I'm skint, my identity's shattered, I'm depressed. And I meet this guy who's like into shamanism and this kind of stuff. I know what you need, mate. Go on, DMT. So I was like, let's go.
Wow.
I'm one of them guys who's jumping off the cliffs and fighting in the cage, so I'll give it a go. And he picks me up in his Mercedes and he's wearing a fucking shell suit and I'm sitting in his car thinking, is this guy really a fucking shaman here? What's going on? And I end up in his house and he's got big bronze statues of Archangel Michael, got fucking sacred geometry on the walls, and he's like, okay, we're going to do some breath work first. And I'm like, sound, let's go. And he's getting me doing this breath work. So and he goes, when you're ready, after you exhale, put your hand up. And he brings this pipe called a glass vapor genie to my mouth. Burns the crystal, I inhale as deeply as I can, and fucking then bang, I blast off. Breakthrough. This guy's renowned for loading the pipe as much as possible to make sure people have the experience, you know. So first thing, his face starts morphing into like, first it's an Aboriginal, then it's a Native American, then the physical world as I know it disappears, and it's a complete ego death because there's nothing left of this reality that my ego can grasp onto. So it felt like dying, and I was scared, very scared, and I heard, welcome, welcome, you fucked up, you fuck, like I was winded, but it was my ego dying. And I break through, there's sacred geometry unfolding, and it's like, with psychedelics, it's like, almost like, you like look at one thing and it starts unfolding, and then like you'll laser in and that thing will become something else, and this big giant crab of light formed, and it started pummeling me, like either like getting typewritten as a kid or like getting ground and pounded. So there was sensation there, physical sensation. There was awareness, but there was no Tim Barnett. There was no 3D reality left over. And I was like, ah, shit, I'm dead. Fuck. And I've had, like, it was a full death experience. I thought I'm dead, and then I was like, but if I'm dead, like, where am I? And then I was like, I'm still here somewhere. And anyway, this crab started smashing me up, and he'd put on this track in the background that had like transferred, because music crosses over to the other side. But I didn't know he'd put it on, and it was this thing called Spirit Rap by Astarius Miraculi, and it was like this pure, deep African voice, like, I invoke, decree and dream, awake the full cellular ascension of my being, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual in this now. And it was like pummeling. I thought that thing was pummeling, it was pummeling those codes into me. Anyway, I was like, fuck, trying to survive, and it was saying, you don't need to fight anymore. It was trying to get me to surrender, which like I'd never done in my life. I'd fought and pushed and, you know, gone to the breaking point and gone further, and it humbled me. Like, there's no way that you can ever outpower or outstrength this thing. And I've seen some of the strongest men in the world break off psychedelics because it's a destruction of the ego, which is the false identity we build around ourselves in order to stay safe in a world that criticizes and judges. But long story short, it was a deep unlocking of a trauma. So as a kid, like, I ended up like in about year 5 having this like freedom on the beach where I tested out like power and used it in the wrong way, and I ended up like torturing a load of crabs and smashing them up and pulling off the legs and stabbing them in the eyes and being cruel. And it was like essentially that coming up again to show me like this is what that felt like to them. Mad, but it was like it must have been buried deep within me. And yeah, it showed me that. And then I come back to the room and the walls of his house were like wobbling, which just goes to show that matter is like, it's just vibration slowed right down. And I was having all these downloads and understanding as it was happening, and it's almost like, it's like telepathic. There's no speech, but like you intuitively know what it is. And then I come back and I was like shook up a bit, and he was like, "You ready to go again?" And I was like, fuck that, like I'm done. And then he was like, "Nah, I really think you should go again." And I was like, nah, it was too much. And he persuaded me to go back in, and then I just kind of felt like I was getting like cradled in these giant arms and just rocked the second time I went back. And I went away from it, and like there was a real physical change in me reality. So like manifestation was sped up for me for about a month after, where like I'd be in the car with my missus and she'd be like, "Oh, we're struggling for money," and I'd be like, "Okay, right, we're gonna get some, don't worry." And then I'd get a phone call and someone would be ordering like a juice fast or privates, and it would just come like instantly. And then you start to like second guess and doubt, and then the old habits and beliefs creep back in, and yeah, you end up back in the ego identity a little bit. But yeah, it's I don't think it's a tool to mess around with. You can have fun with them, of course, but used properly and with reverence, it's a tool to bring up what we're suppressing and hiding from, and to face that.
Did you think you needed to go through that to get to where you are now?
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah.
We all need to go through everything that we've been through to get to where we are now. There's no accidents in our path. Like, it's the warrior's path. That's what I've been called to face within this lifetime, and I have. And I'm better at martial arts now than I've ever been. I'm more effective at martial arts now than I've ever been. I'm more capable of fighting now than I've ever been. Yet I do not want to fight. I only want to do martial arts for the sake of expression, enjoyment, and growth.
Oh, nice. And that's what it should be.
Yeah.
That's what it should be, because I've always think that competing and fighting, yes, it's a way of judging who's better than who. You know, you use your ninja shit against my ninja shit, and we see who's better.
Yeah.
And that's great, and I love that. But then there's some people, a lot of people, like myself, who I've done that. I'm almost 40 years old. Sorry, ladies, but I am. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
And that's okay.
You know what I mean?
In nature, a young lion comes and beats an older
No.
lion.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
But it's the law of nature.
I didn't say that. I've still got a few years left in me to keep these TRT boys at bay.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm talking about.
Pretty much everyone.
Pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
I always say that I'm the most natural person in here, isn't
Well,
I?
that's what I'm proud of, to be honest. I'm proud that I did my career, and still am, as a natural man. I'm proud that I took the long road, but like learned to discover health in a natural way. And in this modern world, it's all about this quick fix that everybody needs to take to get ahead over the other person. But I think nothing that comes instant is good for us, to be honest.
I agree.
And my martial arts journey has been about healing, the restoration of balance within me, the understanding of energy and how that works and applies to life, and the mastery of something. So when you master one thing, you can then spot that in all those other little areas of life. And now is to be of service and to help other people who are on that same path as I'm on, and young men who are in pain. That's why you get into this shit.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
It's young men who are lost and trying to find a place in the world, and they're desperately trying to prove themselves, and they'll go above and beyond into lengths unthinkable to the average person. And then it builds this ego where you almost think, here's the general public and here's you as a fighter.
Yeah.
And why? Because you've chosen to put yourself in difficulty. You think that the world owes you something, and that's what it is. It's like, it's ego consciousness. It's bread and circus to the masses. It's the people who are actually dangerous and capable of rising up against the system are then thrust into environments where their brain cells are killed and destroyed, so they never rebel against the system that suppresses us and keeps us all in place. And I was too real for the game. I could have taken the TRT. I could have done better than I did. I could have cheated. I could have snaked like most people do, but I didn't. I stayed pure. I stayed truthful to myself, and I'm happy. I'm happy with what I did and what I accomplished, and yeah.
Do you think that when the people you went against, because obviously you had, get quick maths here, 13 fights, pro fights, 8 fights as an amateur, so over 20 fights altogether. Do you think you went against enhanced people?
Yeah, I know I did. I don't think I did. I know I did.
Yeah.
And I think now it's even more common.
if something happened to you seriously, so just say you was on the receiving end of something
Brain
quite
injury or something.
yes, yeah. How would you feel about something like that? Because obviously that's someone's taken something to physically hurt you. You know, you might just get a baseball bat and go in there and hit somebody.
Exactly. I think it's wrong.
Yeah.
I think it's wrong. I think if you're 40 plus, you're living in this system which is designed to lower testosterone. I think there's nothing wrong with doing it, but I think if you're actually getting in a place where you're causing people harm, I think it's a faggot move, to be honest.
Yeah.
If I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
And that's me speaking with a bit of passion. And when I used to fight at JiuJitsu, I used to take it personally, and I used to want to fucking beat them even more.
Yeah.
That was how I used to think. I was like, you cheeky bastard, you little Jew said I'm going to fucking burn your lungs till you can't breathe and then knock you out. And that was how I used to fight them.
Yeah.
But obviously it makes a difference.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, otherwise people wouldn't do it. Yeah. And 90% of the elite level of what we see are enhanced, mate.
Yeah.
Massively. I know what a natural, healthy human body looks like. I've spent thousands and thousands of pounds on organic food and supplements to live the best life and healthiest life I can live. I've trained like a savage, and I'm still just a humble stick man.
Well, I'm the opposite. I've eaten a lot of shitty food in my time, and I don't train very hard as well. So I also...
You got them genetics though.
I don't know about that. Ruben's got the genetics.
But
the Danny DeVito.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere, and it's a society that's now, like, I think we're lost as a society, to be honest.
In what way?
In the way that connection is shallow. No one's really willing to explore the depths or talk about the human shadow or the things that, you know, are scary. Everybody's sucking a vape or taking a quick hit of something in order to avoid facing the pain within themselves. People's, you know, credibility is based on how many followers they've got, not how many lives they've actually impacted.
Yeah.
They're deemed valuable by how wealthy they are. There's cheating going on everywhere. There's lying going on everywhere. Relationships are shallow. Husbands and wives are micro-cheating left, right and centre. Kids are lost, obese, stuck on tablets and phones all day. I could go on forever. But I could tell you all day about the things that I don't agree with, but it's better to talk about the things that I do agree with and to put our focus there on solutions rather than problems, I think.
Yeah.
And I've spent too much time, I think, talking about the problems, but I think we have to shine light on these things. Like, consciousness is defined as the quality of one's awareness. And if people have got blinkers on just going through life, an expansion of awareness looks like this. It means widening someone's gaze and broadening someone's horizons. So someone's got to do it.
How do you change it?
You change it by changing yourself. I spent loads of time convincing people, lecturing people, trying to fucking give them as much knowledge as I possibly could, spending hours and hours researching. But I think if you just embody it within yourself, your energy field does the job for you. You just stand with your vibration whole, and then other people can feel that truth coming off you. And those that want to know and ask and go a little bit deeper, sound, put your time and energy there. But if they don't, leave them to it. It's not your job to fix or heal anybody. Everybody's on their own journey of soul evolution, and you can lead a horse to water.
Yeah. I know that.
Would you say, like, talking about this type of stuff, but you're saying people are looking for things that, like likes on social media and things like that? What would you say about, like, the likes of Instagram, and what's your stance on, like, social media?
I think it's got its place because it wouldn't be in the world if it didn't.
Yeah.
And I think it can be used in a healthy way. I think with anything, everything's a medicine until it's a poison. So I think in terms of balance, like, following things that enhance your capacity of knowledge is good. But wisdom is knowledge applied. So right now everybody's full of knowledge and quotes and snippets of this, that and the other, but how many people are taking what they've learned and applying it to their actual lives? It's probably few and far between. So good for connection sometimes with people who we maybe wouldn't normally be able to connect with, learning from cultures and things like that that we wouldn't normally be able to learn from. But doom scrolling, posting for likes,
Yeah.
like over sexualization, like bullshit. Like the definition for kids of masculinity is Andrew Tate, and the definition for femininity is fucking people like Bonnie Blue, and you know. And there is a rise in feminine energy. That's what these times are about. And a lot of people don't know what to do with that, especially men. So they go further into the masculine but we're supposed to be a healthy balance between masculine and feminine within ourselves. Strong enough to be soft and soft enough to be, you know, vulnerable and those kinds of things. So the middle way, I think there's a quote, isn't it? And says, wide is the gate, and many follow it, and narrow is the path, and few find it. And that's what it's about for me. It's uniting the yin and the yang. And martial arts in its truest form is about balance.
Yes.
There's a feminine yin aspect to martial arts that is never focused upon, because in our society it's, you know, women in fucking little outfits, beers and booze, people craving violence and blood sports, like the celebration of men getting knocked out who have to go through that, and those who don't go through the process don't know what it feels like to get knocked out and banged out and then have to go home as a loser and deal with all that shit. None of that's ever spoken about. It's just they give the fighters watches and cars and girls and all this shit that they think makes them a little bit above the rest of society, when in reality we're all just trapped in a system. And that system is crumbling, and that is what these next few years are about. And look what COVID did to mass consciousness. Imagine what like is going to happen to mass consciousness when they find out like all the celebrities they've been worshipping all these years have been involved in child trafficking and all this kind of stuff. So I'm here to shine light in the darkness, and as Plato said, none is more hated than he who speaks the truth, because you become we're all just mirrors for each other. Like the light that you see in me is the light that exists in you. Whatever I'm judging in another is really something that I can't accept within myself. So when you do start speaking the truth and people aren't ready to hear that, fucking hell, he's lost it, he's crazy, but they haven't walked the path that I've walked. They haven't done the psychedelic experiences, fought in the cage, faced those fears. So I don't expect people to have the same understanding if they've just played it safe and sat in an office job that they don't enjoy for the fucking life. You know what I mean? I've tried to fight my way out of the system, and you can't fight the whole system. You've just got to change your own little world.
And you're doing that because obviously, you know, I've known you for years, and I've been with Jason and MMA Academy for too many years. Not many years, but too many years. So I've seen you coming up and fighting and stuff like that. So I've seen the change. And stuff like that. So it has been quite
supposed to change.
Well, as Apollo Creed said, I don't want to change. I like who I am. You know, that's the whole quote, isn't it?
Something like that.
But no, it's good. So again, so with your team right now, with your MMA team, are they following the same principles that you're preaching?
I teach them to be individuals. I don't want robots. Billy's style's different than Jack's style's different than Jamil's. They're all coming from different stories in life. They've all got their own unique lens and perception on the world. Oh, he's going for a third. Taxi home. So for me, it's about teaching them to be individuals, teaching them to be strong and sovereign enough to, you know, have a bit of say in their own career instead of just like leaning on someone else to manage it for them. Like it was like, Jason, do it for me, instead of me actually like being a strong enough man to have a say. And like my fighters can come to me anytime, to me or Harry or Steve, and say, nah, I disagree with that, I don't want that, and I'll say okay. But they know we've got the best interests at heart for them. We do what we can. We offer our energy where we can offer it, and that's all you can do.
How's the week structured with these guys? Obviously, they're still kids, aren't they? Are they full time? Are they part time? How does it work?
Full time in fight camp, and then outside of fight camp, kind of just like enjoy yourself. Get better, evolve as a martial artist. Remove this need to win all the time. Play, lose, put yourself in positions that you know you wouldn't normally be in. Tap off, and something that I never did. I was I was protecting myself too much. I was the Tim Barnett, the MMA fighter. I couldn't lose on the mat to that guy. Whereas I don't care anymore. Like that's not who I am. It's not who anyone is.
No.
But and I've watched people, you know, in positions of, you know, in the UFC, like have to go through this process now of having that identity crumble within them, and it's hard. It's hard when you're so locked into this is who I am. Even like with the vegan thing, like there's a saying, isn't there, the most dangerous diet is the one that becomes your identity.
Yeah.
So the first time eating a grass-fed steak again, it was like, oh my God, like a taboo fucking thing. And then it done me good. I've got a big massive rock on straight away, and my hormonal system was
This
firing
is why
again.
black people eat so much meat.
Exactly.
It had to
But
be
obviously,
there.
like-
I didn't even take it there this time. It wasn't even me. It wasn't even
Hey,
me.
I'll tell the truth, mate.
Brilliant. I knew it was. That's why black people like chicken so much,
There you
because it's
go.
cheap meat, because we can't afford the expensive stuff, but it gets
There's,
the end
there's
results.
no Aboriginal tribe in the world that is vegan. Not one.
Nothing wrong with being vegan, you know. But
Time and a place.
It's true.
There's a season for everything in life, and it's all to teach us, to help us grow, to help us evolve. But now I do a few different things. I don't like to have my identity rooted into just one thing, because that's why I tend to get lost there. So I work a day a week with kids in care, which has been unique, different, eye-opening, realising like what we're actually up against with the youth coming through, seeing the level of trauma that some people have to face at such a young age, holding space, being a safe space, being a loving space, being compassionate.
Are these teenagers?
It's the youngest I've been working with is 10.
Okay.
The oldest is 15. Understanding violent outbursts, being happy that I understand violence and martial arts, to know where danger's real and bravado is. But yeah, just did a bit of gardening for a bit.
hey, there's nothing wrong with
I
gardening.
love doing the garden.
We are gardeners, aren't we?
One of my privates owns a gardening
How old are
business,
you now?
so
You are.
35.
So you're still young. You're still a
still
baby.
young,
You know.
still right.
You know, I'm
But
39.
No, it's the environment around you. People don't let you escape and change. It's like, when are you going to fight again, lad? And you start performing well in the gym. Find out one more, mate. And you're like, just let me have my peace, will you?
Yeah.
You know, I know exactly how you feel. They say to me, "Kid, when are you going to compete again?" I'm like, "Done, lad.
Yeah.
I'm 39
Nothing
years
to
old.
prove.
Nothing to prove. They all want to beat me up. You know, there's a running joke about this. It's like me and Connor have got our spar, right? And I'll tell you now, right? You know, we're going to do this spar, but I've said to Connor, no, we're going to do it. But I've said to him, look, you've got to go out and win a few fights first, because I'm the A side, I'm the pay-per-view, I'm the franchise, I'm the face that runs the place, right? So once you get to my level, I might see if he's worthy.
I love Connor. I love him to bits. Massive heart.
No, great guy.
Yeah.
Intuitive man, intelligent man, phenomenal fighter. Like, obviously been at it since
Yeah.
a puppy. We forged each other
Yeah.
so many times. Just a great human, and I'm so happy to see him successful. You know, bringing fame and notoriety to this place, to himself, and yeah, I couldn't wish a better guy success. Like,
I like you too, Connor.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm happy for the gym. Like, I'm glad to see Jason thriving with another athlete. Like,
Yeah.
that guy doesn't get enough credit for what he's done for MMA in Liverpool. Like,
Yeah.
each generation that comes through, like, I've had to pave the way. Like, we were fighting for buttons, you know what I mean? For buttons, Cage Warriors main events, 1,500 quid.
Really?
Four of them a year. How are you going to survive and feed the family on that? That's the reality of it.
Yeah.
Ask me anything, I'll tell you the truth.
Yeah.
So what, 1,500 quid for a main event for Cage Warriors back
Yeah.
in the day?
Yeah,
And UFC would pay, what, 8 grand to show, 8 grand to win?
yeah.
Back
And
in
then
the day?
obviously dollars,
Yeah. So that translates.
Connor was saying that.
coaches' fees, management fees, walking away with $4,000 in your pocket
If that,
for a UFC fight.
for a UFC fight. And then obviously you got your sponsors on top of that. Because I remember Dan Hardy, when he was just coming through, and he goes, my appearance fee and win fee, that's taxed.
Yeah,
I make my money off sponsorships.
but they took that away.
They
didn't
took that away,
Yeah, yeah.
which was quite a big thing.
They want the monopoly on everything.
Yeah.
If they give the power to the man, it's the same in all
Yeah.
systems.
Yeah.
It's it's an externalization of power. That's what we all do. The lottery's going to save our money problems. The doctor's going to save our health problems. This whole journey through life is about the reclamation of your own power, so you don't need to seek it from an external source. That includes friendships, the validation, being willing to walk alone. That's an important part of a man's journey. Just realising where your energy is and where other people's begins, and if you're constantly in the space of other people, it's hard to tell that.
Yeah.
So I enjoy a bit more solitude these days. I like my own energy. It's nice to sit in, it's pleasurable to sit in. It's been to hell and back to get to this place, like, but...
Yeah. But it's a story.
It's a story.
It's a story.
That's all it ever is. And you know what, like I said this once in an interview with Cage Warriors here, it's, one day you're an old fella sitting there telling a story to your grandchild of your life, and to them you're the hero anyway, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. So what's next? what's next on the plans?
What's next? There's a few things in the pipeline, which for
What
now...
are the things? It's not the New Brighton Festival on the 9th of August, is it?
What's this? What's this? Is this happening?
Yeah, it's happening.
Oh, like the Wirral show type
Yeah.
thing. Used to go as a kid back in the day.
You don't know about it. You don't know. You Scousers don't know about his walls.
Don't hear about that over
Where are
the
you
side.
living?
I'm living in Morton. Oh wait, I'm living in Morton, guys.
Okay, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen. No, that sounds a bit gay, doesn't it?
No, it's a couple of things. For now, it's in the pipeline, so I don't want to speak too much over it, because then external influence can start to...
Fair
you know
enough.
what I mean?
Fair enough.
I've learned that. I've always been someone who overshared.
Do you still do your juice and stuff and all that, do you? Or?
Less so now.
Yeah.
I do it for myself,
Yeah.
not so much for everybody else.
Yeah.
I'm learning to pull it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, to look after myself first, fill my cup so I can give a better drink to other people. But yeah, new things, new horizons, healing work, trauma work, somatic movement, unblocking energy within the body, because our body is a direct reflection of the soul that we carry inside. So, you know, it's all hunched these days, closed heart, so teaching people to open up and express and be free again, and yeah, just health, nutrition, just healing in general. That's where my passion and calling is.
Nice. Is that going to be a business? Is that going to be something you do pro bono?
What's that mean?
See, big word of the day. It means free of charge.
A business, because we all deserve to be paid for the skills that we have in life. Don't get me wrong, if there's a time and a place to offer a service, that's what I am, I always will, but at the end of the day I want to put good food on the table for my kids, I want to be able to travel to nice places, so yeah, I deserve to be paid for my work.
Of course. No one's saying you shouldn't be paid for your work.
No, I know.
I should be paid for this podcast, to be fair.
Isn't it?
You know?
One day.
I thought you were at least
One-
going to give me the tunnel fee for coming. Like,
It's gone up to £1.50. I can't afford that.
$2.50?
$2.50 now.
$2.50.
What are you driving?
What?
What are you driving?
Car.
Jesus Christ, $2.50.
Yeah.
What is one? Oh, there and
Have
back.
you got a pass?
There and back.
No, one way.
No, I've got a pass.
But yeah, on the pass it's cheaper, yeah. You come over more than me.
That's what she said. Did it again.
He goes
I
down.
did a
Carry on.
men's retreat in January in Slovakia, which was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were getting into like chainsawing through the ice that thick, all getting in. Group of like really powerful fellas, different walks of life. And then we'd do like get up early at 6 in the morning, straight on the ice exercise and off into the cold lake for a dip. Breath work.
That does not appeal to me one
Breath
bit.
work,
I'd have a go at that.
sharing circles, all that kind of stuff, and it was interesting. There's like some young lads in the room, like boxers, like, and then just watching how like when you spend that time together and you put yourself in discomfort together as a group, like people's walls fall down and everyone's willing to be vulnerable, and people are carrying it everywhere. We wear armour, we wear masks, we use humour, different things as a defence mechanism to truly, you know, show ourselves in our raw state. But I'm just not scared no more.
Have you been away with Gorrel on one of his retreats?
No, tantric ones are these. He's a wild man, isn't he? He was there through my journey, mate. He was the guy who got me onto all the psychedelics.
No, you never listen to Gorrel.
Kev Corkill said to me once, he said,
God.
he's blunt as they come, Kev, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
He said, You know why your fight career failed, don't you, Tim? Go on, why? Because you started hanging around with a homeless man talking about Coral. But you know what? Coral made it fun. I was glad he was there. He was good energy. He was free-spirited.
He's very free-spirited,
Yeah,
that's for sure.
and you need people like that in the world. It's refreshing to be around people like that for me. I've always liked the black sheep and the oddballs and all that kind of stuff.
I think he went to Montgomery Bay, something like that. Some remote place like that to do like a naked yoga retreat.
There you go.
And
Doesn't surprise me.
a naked yoga retreat. And I don't know if I should say this story.
Come on.
I'm gonna say it. I'm sorry, guys. So he went to some naked retreat, like for yoga. He got to wear shorts, but everyone else is like naked and all that. And the person on the retreat was like a husband-wife thing. So she said to him, I'm going to give you like the special treatment. So she takes him to some sort of place, you know, sort of like ties him up and stuff like that.
So what ties him up?
Well, just so he can't move and all that, to give him like, you know, to get rid of like the bad energy.
Yeah.
And then she proceeds to perform a sexual act on him and all that to get rid of the bad juju inside of him. All that.
He's going there.
So he's liberated,
Yeah.
so to speak, and feels great after, as you normally would. But obviously this is a married woman, apparently, you know. So he sleeps the rest of the retreat with like a knife underneath his bed in case the husband comes back, because obviously on this like remote island and stuff like that. So
There you go.
that's
The
like
husband did not know. She just took him to...
well, I think he knew because that's what they do.
Yeah.
They have that sort of lifestyle.
Yeah, like an open relationship.
I don't know.
Sex is a funny thing within our society because it's plastered in front of our faces everywhere we look. It's the thing that we all enjoy probably more than anything else, yet it's like a taboo subject to discuss openly. And so we hide from the thing that is probably the thing we enjoy most, is plastered in front of our faces, but like, yeah, you can't have a conversation about it in a healthy way. That needs to change as well within our society, because anything that is taboo, that's when the energy becomes distorted around it.
Yeah.
Like if young children got taught the truth about it and they didn't have to turn to pornography for the first idea of what sex should be, then
You have like sex education. Well, I don't know. I've not been in school
but
for like
in
4
school,
years.
in school, it's
Didn't really have it.
it's not
They had the
taught
two
the way
cartoons,
it should be
didn't they?
taught. It should be
Didn't even
taught as a beautiful thing, as a healthy thing, as a thing that you do for pleasure, creativity, healing, all of those things. But instead, it's like the man puts his penis in the woman's. It's just it's like robotic.
Yeah.
That definitely isn't what sex should be like, is it?
It's not.
Maybe for
Are
you.
you sure? The king and missionary, me. But yeah. But no, I agree.
We need a new paradigm on how we do things. The system will crumble, is crumbling, and has to crumble because it's toxic, isn't it?
Yeah.
So where do you see us in like 4 or 5 years' time, going to the next decade?
I think that astrologically, that in terms of all the old prophecies that have been written, we are moving now into a time where the light will expose the shadow. That's why we're in such an age of information. Like, whether you want to address it or look at it or run from it and hide from it, child trafficking is a real thing. You know, the world's wealth is hoarded by people who are willing to harm others in order to keep it. Poverty shouldn't be a thing. Starvation shouldn't be a thing. War shouldn't be a thing. It's like, if you go and hit somebody with a hammer, then they're going to hit you back harder. It's like, we're not living as an enlightened society.
Yeah.
So we need a spiritual revolution, one that's focused around compassion, forgiveness, love, empathy, healing. And when we turn, and it is catching on, it is catching on, and it's slowly but surely, you know, more people are doing holistic therapies, ice baths, sitting together and doing breath work and sharing circles, and anything that
I
creates...
did an ice bath.
Did you?
Yeah.
A nice bath.
An ice bath.
Oh, an ice bath.
And Jonesy is a dickhead because, first of all, I did the plunge. He told me it was a shower, right? So I'm cold.
Was this one in the
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Right, and then I go into the sauna, I'm having a great time, it's nice and warm. Black people like warm weather,
Yeah.
you know, so it's great. And then he goes, oh, okay, right, we're going to the ice bath. He takes me to the coldest one, doesn't he? I thought it was the warmest one, the coldest one. I go in there and I thought I was like Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic. It's like, my ankle felt like they're going to fall off. It was horrible. He said, no, stay in there, lad, stay in there.
Yeah, you'll have to go through it to get used to it.
Not
Yeah,
really
you
for
do.
it. I'm not built for that. Not built for that. I'm going to go again because I like the sauna.
It'll help you access the cold within yourself, and like as someone who's always had like the wound of the people pleaser, tapping into the cold side of yourself is an important thing where you can be like, have a boundary. Nah, mate, fuck off. Like, that's not happening here.
Yeah.
That's part of being masculine that I lacked for a lot of years. Instead, it was just being too agreeable and all of those things. And it's not to be cruel. It's to be honest, and it's to honour yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're in a revolution of consciousness.
Nice.
I think that more truth's going to come to light. It's going to shock a lot of people. And I think we really are in one of the most powerful shifts that humanity's seen.
See a lot of younger people now, like lads, I do anyway, on social media, coming more into like faith.
Yeah.
Compared to myself as well.
Me too.
Me too.
Opening up a bit more.
Yeah.
Because like when you're in school, or when we was in school, anyone who had like some sort of something to do with faith, I'd be like, he's a Bible basher, he's this,
he's
that,
weird.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now look, I see people now who I know, like my mates and whatever, opening up a bit more about wanting to know what, like Jesus, God, things like that, you know what I mean? Which I think's good, because as I say, I'm
Say it
looking
proud.
into it, you know what
I'm
I
a
mean?
man of faith,
Yeah,
and I'll say that proud. God's got me through some of the darkest times in my life, when you've got nothing left to turn to but that. I've been on my hands and knees saying, I don't even want this life anymore, take it from me. And you've got to humble yourself. That's why they say pride is the number one sin, because that's the door that keeps God out, you know what I mean? You've got to hand your life over and then allow that divine energy, whatever you believe it to be, to do its work through you as the vessel. So yeah, that's where I'm at with things. I could talk about that all day, but maybe we'll save that for another time.
Let's say that for another time. That absolutely. But no, mate, it's been great having you on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I think the main thing before we finish is that when I said to like people, I said, "Oh, I'm Timber one," and all that, and they go, oh, "Okay." I goes, "Yeah." It says it's vegan, it's been through some shit, gone through the path, come out the other end, and I go, "It's a lot different to what you expect." And I think when people will listen to this podcast and people...
I was going to say, I think a lot of people will resonate to what he's
Exactly,
coming out and saying.
exactly. And that's one of the reasons I really want to have you on, because being an older statesman and all that, I get it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, I get it. But a lot of younger viewers who watch, listen to the podcast, and people who are like going through the same things you went through, it's good to hear it from yourself, somebody who's been through that, come out the other side enlightened, and then looking at the future, and it's like, it's bright.
It's beautiful. Every day is a blessing.
Yeah.
I live for the 24 hours in front of my eyes and try and make the most of it and live in gratitude, because we are lucky. Like, I know a lot of people who've lost their lives, who've, are battling conditions that I'm not.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm grateful that I get to wake up and do what I do, and yeah.
No, it's amazing. And again, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate
Nice
it and all
one,
that.
boys.
So where can people find you?
Good, yeah.
Trident, or maybe down my local coffee shop or something like
So
that.
get to your local coffee shop in the Wirral.
I'm on Instagram as Tim Barnett Coach.
Yeah.
I offer a few different services. I don't like to box myself. I like to offer the full multi-dimensionality of that which I am. So yeah, and yeah, let's go, all of us. Keep rising as one.
Keep rising as one. And where can people find us?
Knuckles and knowledge.
Well, you're asking me or you're telling me?
You run the account.
At Knuckles Knowledge Podcast, but also subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. It helps the algorithm grow. I've noticed that we have 75% of the viewers are not subscribed, so let's pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
Warehouse.
Oh yeah. Our sponsors, Warehouse Gym,
Yeah.
and all that. With Warehouse JJ. Where would it be? There's like JJ. It's like JiuJitsu. No, not Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's just Jiu-Jitsu.
Warehouse Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no B.
If Hardy watches, nice one for cleaning the cage after
Oh
we
yeah.
finished training. the girls that came in and I helped with mopping that, but
Well, you
I had to
mopped.
go with the mop.
You had to go with the mop. I had to get the mop.
Disinfectant spray.
I came later because I was drinking at the pub, and then I just came when all the stuff was already done. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Right, let's go for it.